Hello, all my skater bears! Welcome back to the second episode of Tony Hawk's Police Skater. Today we are tackling the mall. We're doing I almost said a concert. Oh, wow. Competition. And then we are doing not downhill. I apologize. We're doing New York, I want to say. Anyway, yes. So in this episode, we are just going through and doing all of the regular stuff that we normally do, and this is the first episode that is going to be very heavily edited. You're going to see lots of cuts, and that's just because we are currently at the point where the way I play Tony Hawk games is where I do as much as I can in the first attempt, and then I just do one mission at a time. And so that's exactly what we're going to see here. Starting very soon, we're going to see me going through and just not really being able to do it all in one go, but we're still completing the game. That's the most important part. The game does not criticize you for taking your sweet time. You could totally go through and do one objective per go through, and there's nothing stopping you. Nothing's gonna stop you. I didn't have a lot that I want to say this time. I just have the time to go and do some videos, so I want to do that in order to hopefully get me 1 week ahead. And that's the goal. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but we can definitely hope, because it's very nice to be a week ahead, so then I don't have to worry about stuff. Because I cannot tell you how fantastic it is to be like, just like laying in bed, ready to go to sleep with my cat on my chest, making it so it's harder to breathe. And I think, man, there's nothing that I have to do tomorrow. That's awesome. Then my eyes shoot open like Squidward. And I'm like, oh, right, I have a video due tomorrow that's supposed to be uploaded and coming out in the next 6 hours. Well, let's get on that, shall we? So that's just the first thing that we're gonna go ahead and take care of. As well as the day that you are watching this, it is December 8th. As you know, this is now the Tuesday-Thursday slot, and we will just be trying to knock out Conker as soon as possible, because why wouldn't we? And the best part is, with the way that all the scheduling lines up, that means that Conker and Tony Hawk is going to be finished in the same week, which is great. That is so fantastic for me. And I just realized, oh, biscuits, I haven't recorded the Let's Play yet. Oh no. That's not good. So I have 2 Let's Plays I'm going to be starting once I finish these 2, and I've only recorded footage for one of them. So that's great. I now have a new level of fear, but I was able to go and get the dishes done today, so that's at least something. I'm sure I've talked about it 5 times, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again. What I do is I record the audio. Well, first I record the gameplay way in advance, and then I do the audio. And then while the video is exporting, I just go and do my chores or play a game. And it's just really fun for me. It's a great way. In fact, what I've done is I've actually just recently beaten Ratchet & Clank 2015 on the PS4, and I've unlocked the challenge mode. So if you look in the back here, you will see a picture of a girl's face, and I do some information about that. Not about the girl's face, but the reason why that girl's face is there, no idea. However, it is there in this specific version because we have the expansion pack. If you do not have the expansion pack on the N64, that picture will not load in. This is a little bit of cool uniqueness that goes on there. Just a little bit of a sprinkle a tinkle. I hope you don't sprinkle a tinkle. That'd be not good. So that's something that I did want to point out a little bit that I might have forgotten to bring out last episode. If you get a score multiplier while you are currently doing a trick, it adds ×1 to the multiplier, which is fantastic. That's something that we definitely need. It's really cool that we're able to get that shown off there. I'm excited. I really am. I'm happy. I like this game. And we are currently entering the month of Schedule Conflict University. And if you are under the age, not even under the age of influence, if you were just under the age where you still live with your parents or anything like that, or let's say you don't have a job for whatever reason, you do not know the pain of schedule conflicts. Because once you have someone that you are dating, family that you do not live with, but are still in the same state, and a bunch of friends that you've made, you have multiple groups of schedule conflicts. So, if you've ever worked in a customer service job, or retail, anything like that, any retail, or anything like that where you're talking to people face to face and it's not a concrete schedule, I am so sorry. Because one week you could be working Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. The next week you're working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. And that's just a very, very generous gap that I'm giving there. It is just completely random. You just have to work with your coworkers, be like, hey, could someone cover this shift too? I have to go to my grandma's funeral. And I'm like, no, I have to go to my grandma's funeral as well. I'm like, sister? Like, long lost cousin Pippi, where have you been? We thought you died in an accident. Like, well, I tried to, but, you know, the insurance company only claims so much, am I right? That was a dark joke. That just came out of nowhere. The roots are starting to show again. Oh no. Anyway. So it's just a bunch of scheduling conflicts, and it's even worse if someone gets sick. Oh, I feel so bad for you if you or someone got sick. Because, sweet goodness, it's like, okay, this week, we're gonna go get my phone changed. I'm going to get paid. We're gonna go grocery shopping. We're gonna go see our parents to go see Meet the Murphys. We're also gonna go to the friend's house to go and have a fun alcoholic time. And we're also gonna go to this Christmas party on Saturday, but not before we see my great uncle on Sunday night. And then you get sick, and you're just like, well, I've let everyone down, including myself. So that's fun. Speaking of letting people down, that brought me to a really good story. So, I have, not a sponsor, I have Mint Mobile, just because I don't care about phone contracts or phone plans. I just like super simple stuff, where it's like, hey, here you go, just do this. As well as everyone loves Ryan Reynolds. How can you not like Ryan Reynolds? I got an envelope from Mint Mobile, and it came with a little card that has a picture of Ryan Reynolds on it. I'm like, okay, already liking this. And it says, happy as the beginning, and then it has a checklist at the bottom. One of them is, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy temporary tattoo, in order to simulate the regret that you're bringing as the only thing for Christmas this year. I laughed so hard at that, and I got a temporary tattoo that I immediately put on my arm. And it says, no ragrets, R-A-G-R-E-T-S. And then it has a picture of Ryan Reynolds' face on it. Then it has a bit of like that tribal thing coming out of the sides. And then it says, switching to Mint Mobile. I took a photo and I put it up on Facebook. And I do not post stuff on Facebook just because it's where all my family and relatives are, and it's very easy to start a fight just by doing anything even vaguely political. I decided to take a photo and upload it to Facebook. And the comments started blowing up immediately. I had one grandma ask me, what's Mint Mobile? I had my brother ask me, please tell me that's not permanent. And to which I replied, Mint Mobile is a mobile phone provider company. No, it's not permanent, it's a temporary tattoo. And my other grandma replied, dude, you totally scared everyone. That's cool. And I'm like, thank you. I wasn't trying to scare people, it's just what happens when I don't think. Which makes me very concerned for if someone compiles all my videos and just like puts, oh yeah. That leads me to another story as well. I had, I was watching this YouTuber, and they did Let's Plays, but it was all live commentary, and they would record multiple sessions at a time, so it all just flowed together. There was no intros, no outros, none of that, and it just flowed very well. And I would take their videos and I would just put it on shuffle, which thankfully this is at the point where you could watch videos on shuffle by hitting the shuffle button on the playlist, and that very much helped. But I would just watch the videos on shuffle just for like background noise, as well as to help me sleep, just because I was so used to hearing their voices. And this was back when I was in high school, so it was a while ago. I sent a message to one of the primary guys, and I said, "Hey, is it all right if I take all these videos and put them all together so it's one gigantic video? Would that be okay?" And he responded saying, "Absolutely not." And that just broke my heart. That just broke my heart. And I was at that age where I was an eggshell. Not even an egg, an eggshell. Where if someone breathed wrong, that would ruin my entire day. So that message did indeed ruin my entire day. And there's just so much stuff that ruined my entire day. Something so minimal. And what made me think about that was how I sent a message to a YouTuber friend. I'm like, "Hey, are we still good to play games today? You know, off record. So we're just playing for fun." And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I had stuff to do today." You know, I'm like, "Oh, okay, it's fine. Maybe we can do it some other time." And high school me would have been devastated. Would have been crying on the floor, eating a tub of ice cream, and just so much stuff. I just became so Omega sensitive. And I don't know what changed. It might have been my therapy, which, you know, thank goodness if it was. It could have been that I just realized stuff doesn't matter. You can't hold on to stuff forever. It could even be my current job, where I know that every single phone call is going to be a new person. You cannot hold grudges, and you just gotta let it go. All of it just helped me get out of that eggshell and into kind of like a more bearable version of myself, where someone could yell at me and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." Anyway, boop, boop. And like someone could be like very Omega disappointed in me, and like it will still hurt a little bit, but not to the point where I'm losing sleep over it. And that's one of the major transitions that I made in my life that very much helped me. That's something that just helped me a whole lot. That and caffeine. Speaking of caffeine, Dubby. Let's talk about Dubby. We're in the second episode. It's time for that sponsor shout out. I'm sponsored by Dubby. What's Dubby? It's an energy drink company. And what happens is if you use the code Chronically Blue down below, you get 10% off your order. I get a little portion of the proceeds so you can watch me keep playing a bunch of games because it's fun and expensive. But I love Dubby, and I was so happy because this is actually leading to another story. When I went to SeaWorld with my parents, I brought my Dubby cup, and I had my morning Dubby, and I was good to go. But I just completely forgot to bring the Dubby cup home, so I went a week without Dubby, and oh sweet goodness, it was not great. It wasn't great in general because I was sick at the time too, but it just wasn't good. I tried to use a water bottle. I tried to use a regular cup with a fork. It didn't work. I had to have the specific Dubby cup with a shaker in it in order to get the specific Dubby texture, the stuff that I like. So that just wasn't fun for me. But I did recently, as in last night, I went and got my Dubby cup back from my parents, and I was very happy. I had Dubby this morning, and I was like good to go. I'm just like, I miss this. I was so tired of having just one single energy drink. I really like Dubby. And they have a bunch of different flavors. They have, if you don't like caffeine, they have just hydration flavors where there's no caffeine. You just get hydration, and it adds a bunch of vitamins and such that you need in order to help you keep going, have a healthy life, all that jazz. But I'm so glad that I have Dubby. I'm so glad that I'm sponsored by Dubby. Again, use my code CHRONICLYBLUE to get 10% off the order. You can go to the website down in the description below to check out all the wonderful stuff. Now that we're done with the promotion, and I am not legally required to do that. I could quite literally just never talk about Debbie ever. I did not sign a contract. I did not have anything. It's just like, hey, here's your code. We like your content. Talk about us if you want, and you can get some money if people use your code. So I'm not, like, contractually obligated to specifically talk about it every single second episode. Yeah, I'll just talk about whatever, and I'm like, oh, right, Debbie. I like Debbie. And so it's just fully genuine. I haven't signed a contract where I cannot diss Debbie. I can do whatever I want. I can say anything. The reason I bring this up is so you know that I'm genuine. I am truthfully speaking about how I feel about Debbie, and it is just a really good... It's really good. And back to the game at hand. We are currently at New York, I want to say? That's a little bit of a gap right there. If you go up the truck ramp into the window, that is indeed a gap, and that will help you increase your points. Also, we have cars coming around this area, so you're gonna get hit a lot. In order to not get hit, don't be in the road. That sounds super simple, but it's really not. But if you do a kickflip or a grab over the cars, then that'll definitely help you keep your points going. So, you know, it's annoying when they catch you off guard, but it can also be used to your advantage. Right here we are getting the letter T, completing the skate, and here we are actually reaching one of our first cuts. So we're going to completely mess that up. So we're going to try that again. What you really want to do here is you want to build up that special. So just do a bunch of grabs, kick flips. Just don't grind because you are very high up and you don't want to have to come all the way back up here. We're going to jump up and do a nollie. We're going to miss the tape entirely. So we're going to turn around and luckily bring a jump and get the hidden tape. And that's it. So now we are doing the pro score tape. And you're going to see me just put all of it into it. The pro score tapes is the stuff that eats up my computer's hard drive space so much, because I will just spend 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I've spent almost 3 hours on just one level getting the pro score tape, which is why we have the edits. So that's just one of the reasons as to why the pro score tapes is one of the things that caused me to spend the most time in this game, which would annoy most people. It annoyed me too, just not a lot because I was able to listen to the music. Speaking of the music, I did want to bring up some little facts about it in case you did not know. So some facts about this is, because the N64 is not as powerful as the PlayStation 1, some of the songs are arranged in such a way where they repeat. And if you are just listening to it straight up, then you will definitely hear how it repeats sometimes. You will also hear how there's not a large selection. There's maybe 10 songs. In the PlayStation version, the songs are a lot longer. I want to say there's also more songs. But, you know, it's the N64. I'm just glad that we got a version of Tony Hawk on it. Because I don't know how they did, but it genuinely feels really good to control this game. It feels like that is a special move that we just did there, the yeehaw flip, which really helps us. There's just the analog stick and the C buttons. It feels so weird, but also natural at the same time. After you play 1 or 2 levels, it just goes into your muscle memory, and you're like, oh, I know what's going on. I know what I'm doing here. So it's just super easy, and it's so nice in order to flow with it, so you don't have to worry about it. And of course, we ended it by getting hit by a car. But with that, we have fully completed New York, as well as the mall and a competition. So now, next episode, we are going to do some of the really annoying, difficult levels, because that's what we do here. What's the Downhill Jam? Oh, that's gonna be fun for me. I'm gonna love editing that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Skater Bears.